Laura Bertram was, she was great. She was initially very reticent to do it. Laura's actually a very shy young lady, and but you know, very sexy, very beautiful, and she, I don't think, had really explored that side of herself.
Takes a long time to look like a princess.
Infinitely seeing into your soul.
I was first approached about the calendar by Lexa Doig. She had told me that she and Chris had been working on a project for putting together a calendar of the women of sci-fi, which I think is a great idea, but I wasn't really sure if that was for me. I realized it was actually quite a nice idea, and the pictures that they had chosen for me were something that I was comfortable doing because it didn't have to be revealing, and it could still be sexy, and it was kind of empowering.
Like a million birds flying high, watching the world go by, 1,000 faces in the crowd, yours goes by in slow motion, like a leaf in the ocean.
So it was really interesting on the day that we shot her, how she really kind of just said, okay, I'm just going to go for it.
I have never worked with Chris as a photographer. I've worked with him in front of the camera, and he's such a character. He's so entertaining, and he's really gregarious and fun, and he makes you feel comfortable. I really respect him, and now that I've seen what he does behind the camera, he's very, very straightforward, but he's also not someone that makes you feel uncomfortable.
So this was the most time I'd ever spent with her. So when someone's in front of your lens that you really don't know that well, it takes a bit to kind of figure out where they're at. And I was really pleased that it happened so quickly, because you could almost see on camera when she just decided to let it go and let it be what it's going to be.
Whatever you say, I'll do.
With photography, it's a little bit more difficult, to my mind, to actually convey multi-layers, whereas when you have time to develop a character on film, even if you don't have the greatest script in front of you, you still have the ability to work through it. But there are ways of doing that with good photography, and I think maybe Chris has got that with some of the other women as well.
And it was a really great experience, just seeing the metamorphosis of her own personality.
Women in sci-fi have the potential to be very strong, definitely. Like physically, they command your attention. My parents, specifically my mom, watched the old Star Trek, and she grew up with it, so she thinks it's just the greatest thing. She's like, oh my gosh, yay, you got onto a Star Trek show. But it wasn't something I really knew that much about. I'm a history major in university, so I tend to go backwards, not forward. It's just the way I am.
Elegance at its best.
Infinitely seeing into your soul, the depth in your eyes, deep as a black hole, never ending, full of surprise, a love and respect that never dies. Your hand in mine, like a picture in a frame, worth 1,000 words, like a million birds flying high, watching the world go by, 1,000 faces in the crowd, yours goes by in slow motion.
What is it that makes sci-fi fans so loyal? I think because they have a vested interest in hopefulness. I think one theme, especially the Gene Roddenberry shows, at least the earlier ones, was always done with the hope that there was going to be a a happy objective at the end, or whether it's the end result is happy. They were all aiming for peace or acceptance of sorts. And I think that's something a lot of people can relate to. Especially this day and age, we see a lot of volatility on television and we want to escape.
Maybe it was a bit of a discovery for herself that she is this hot babe, and other people see her that way.
I love Christian.